Digital transformation is changing, has to change both what we teach at business schools and how we teach at business schools. So if we focus right now on generative AI, everybody wants to talk about generative AI. First of all, we've got to make sure our students are AI ready. They actually understand what these technologies are doing. They've got to have the skills that allow them to then be successful in business, because AI is changing the business models of companies. It's changing the nature of the jobs that many of them are doing. It's changing the productivity, if you like, of companies. So we've got to make sure that students have the knowledge of what is needed. At the same time, we've also got to figure out ways of changing how we teach to ensure that students continue to learn. And it's a fairly obvious point. But right now, generative AI, because it changes everything, is fundamentally rewiring the ways in which learning is happening. So we are having to be quite innovative at rethinking the ways in which students learn. And the sort of the basic point here is knowledge. Basic knowledge is a commodity. Therefore, what we need to do is ensure that students build skills as well as, shall we say, judgment, decision-making judgment, on top of that basic knowledge in order to be successful in the workplace. So at Ivey, we've always believed in the case method of learning, and we believe the case method of learning is more important than ever because it actually provides that forum in which students argue with each other, they build the critical thinking skills, they build the opportunity to make decisions under conditions of uncertainty. It forces you to both do the prep work in advance to make sure that you understand what it is going to be discussed. And it also puts you on the spot. It forces you to take the role, if you like, of the decision maker. And that sort of experiential learning is at the heart, I think, of what makes successful business people. Now, AI is absolutely changing that context because many students are choosing to shortcut the reading of the case study. So the case method has to adapt. And I'll just give you one specific example. We call it ABLE, Artificial Intelligence Boosted Experiential Learning. That's the name we've given for this little product. And it's nothing more than an AI professor, an AI tutor, that rather than giving the students quick answers to the students' questions, because that's the lazy way of using AI, what it's doing is it's actually asking the students questions itself so that the students have to then prepare answers. So it's a good way of the students actually getting up to speed on the case study, talking to an AI professor, so that when they show up in the class, they've got a much deeper understanding of that case study. And that's important for the simple reason that at the moment, students are putting the case studies through artificial intelligence and they're shortcutting their learning. We're trying to figure out ways of using AI to actually make learning more challenging. The best way to learn is actually to confront difficulties and to kind of overcome those difficulties rather than just to have ready answers fed to you. My starting point for a conversation about what business schools need to do differently is that we shouldn't lose the huge assets that we have going for us. We credentialize students. We have very strong alumni networks. We provide a mechanism to help recruiters to pick the best students for jobs. And those are the assets that we will sort of double down on as business schools to ensure that whatever happens in the world of technology, whatever technology does to the learning, those things are actually at the core of what we do, because those are things we can capitalize on to make sure that we endure through whatever changes come our way. We are no longer a place where students just learn the basic facts of business. It's got to be a place where we learn skills of judgment, decision-making, critical thinking, and relationship management.